Hey there, this video is part 3 in an 8-part series where we're covering all of the boss fights for the new Megadungeon, Dawn of the Infinite. Subscribe if you want to see the rest. So this is the Blight of GALAKROND. It's a fight that has 3 phases and there's unique mechanics for each phase. There are 3 mechanics that exist throughout all the phases, so let's cover those first. First and foremost is that there's floor goop that you're going to have to watch out for. Secondly, there is a ball that you can see above somebody's head called a corrosive infusion. When he casts that, circles come out on the floor. Those are the 3 main mechanics. This corrosive infusion I have, you have to play hot potato with because if it goes off, you take big damage. One of the unique mechanics in this phase is called Blight Reclamation, where if you're lucky enough to have him actually hit you with that frontal cone while you have that corrosive ball on you, it removes it from you. So theoretically, you should be giving that to the tank, and the tank should always be taking that full frontal cone at the same time. We've now moved on to Phase 2, which is Onzon. I don't know how to really pronounce this boss's name, but he has one unique mechanic, and that unique mechanic you're going to see shortly is a vortex of plague. It's called Necrotic Winds, and there's these 6 concentric tornadoes that get sent out that you just have to dodge. It's pretty easy. Other than that, same thing, the floor goop is there, so the tank just needs to kind of bring him around the room. You get the hot potato ball of death that I tried to give to my tank here, but I kind of messed up, and so not only did we not get rid of the ball, I also got hit by the frontal cone, so my bad. And you're going to have to dodge the floor circles. That's about it for Phase 2. This fight is pretty long, and we're about to enter Phase 3 once again to 50%. This is our second set of Necrotic Winds that I'm dodging right now. You can see that it's very easy to dodge and you have plenty of time to do so. I've now passed the Blight Ball to the tank by walking into him, and now he's getting hit by Blight Reclamation, which is going to pull him in and remove that ball from play. Until he casts Corrosive Infusion again, of course. There's not too much to say here. Beyond this, we're just waiting now for us to enter Phase 3, which is going to happen very shortly. Once the phase change actually happens, which is going to happen right about now, once I grab that corrosive infusion, you'll notice that the actual blight ball goes away in between phases, so you don't really have to worry about it too much. There it is, it's now gone. So on Phase 3, the Blight of GALAKROND actually leaves this corpse and absorbs the 2 other dragon corpses in the room, so now you're fighting 2 dragons at the same time. One of them, this fire one, constantly casts these noxious ejections, which are just the healer has to pay attention to, as well as the fact that he's going to cast a fire breath on you. You'll see that happen right about now. It's called Incinerating Blight Breath, where he runs over and I stand in it because I don't know what I'm doing, and I get hit by this full frontal cone. The corrosive ejection can't actually be removed anymore, so you just have to play hot potato, and every once in a while you get frozen by Necrofrost, which comes from Laz-Kaleth, the frost dragon. So essentially in this one, it's really not that hard. Not a ton of damage is coming out, so as long as you continuously play hot potato, kind of keep the bosses next to each other, and kill the ice block whenever someone gets necrofrosted, you'll be totally fine here, as long as you just, once again, avoid that frontal as well that's coming out from Dzak. Of course, because there are 2 bosses now in this fight, the ideal option here would be to keep them next to each other, as I mentioned, so you can constantly get AoE damage on them both, so you can knock them down even quicker. Very similar to Tira and Maruk from No Coup Defensive. Now, you might notice throughout this fight that we're 3 minutes and 40 seconds in, and essentially I've been almost single-handedly playing this hot potato game because it didn't really seem like the rest of my team understood what to do here. You don't want this 10-second debuff to go off or else you take big damage. You just need to keep running back and forth, but as long as one person knows what they're doing, they can kind of take full ownership like I did of just throwing over the ball and picking it back up. So that's the fight in totality. It's a little bit of a longer one because there's 3 phases and a lot of running, but overall it's pretty easy, not too complicated, and you should be alright. Thanks for watching this far, and tune in for the 4th boss, which is the main wall of the dungeon, Megadungeon. See you next time. Take care.